If you are lost in life, know that you are not alone. In this video, I'm going to share 3 recommendations to help you move forward in life, or at least obtain clarity on what direction you should take. First, I'm going to start with accepting where you are versus resisting where you are. Second, I'm going to talk about being in a state of exploration versus escapism. And finally, third, I'm going to stress the importance of taking thoughtful action versus mindless action. To start, however, I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Colleen Canny. I am a career strategist and leadership coach, as well as an HR professional. The reason I wanted to make this video is because over the past 10 years or so, I have met with one coaching client after another, one employee after another, who has said something to the effect of, I feel lost in life. I don't know what to do with my life. I feel like I'm behind in life. I look at my peers and they're ahead of me. I feel like I've failed in life. I want to pursue these dreams, but I don't know how to get started. And what I would say is this: we don't talk about being lost in life enough. And it is such a normal part of being a human being. Being lost is normal. There is nothing wrong with you. And you can think about different transition periods in your life where you may feel disoriented. You may not know what to do. For example, in your 20s, you could experience a quarter life crisis. Suddenly you feel like, I need to be an adult. I need to have everything figured out. You may be in your 30s. You invested a lot of time and money to pursue a certain career. You're in a certain relationship and you realize, I am miserable. This is not what I want to do or the person I want to be with. You could be in your 50s or 60s and think about, what is that encore career I want to pursue? You may want more meaning and purpose and you're not sure what that looks like. So I want you to start with simply encouraging you to accept the fact that if you are lost, there is nothing wrong with you. There is a subset of people in this world who know at a very young age that they want to be a fill in the blank, doctor, lawyer, writer, singer, actress. For the large percent of people, however, they often are figuring out what they want to do with their life. They may be fumbling in the dark. There's nothing wrong with questioning, the direction that you're meant to take. And I want to really emphasize the importance of avoiding being in this negative cycle of thinking. I call it this spiral of shame, where you have this loud, blaring song in your head telling you, you're a failure, you're a loser, you should be farther ahead in life, you'll never amount to anything. And when you think about all this negativity that's playing in your mind, it can block your intuition, it can block inspiration, it can block a more expansive way of thinking. And as a result, it can lead to escapism. Some examples of escapism can include compulsive shopping, addiction to certain substances, overeating, could be doom scrolling on social media. Any activity where you are escaping, as the term suggests, you're escaping from your life. And when you're engaging in these activities over the long term, it can really prevent you from being present to your life. It can prevent you from really taking time to understand, who am I? What do I really want in life? What is the vision for my life? What type of person do I want to be? And so I'd really encourage you to think about when you have used escapism. I know for myself, I have been guilty of over-exercising. I have engaged in emotional eating. I have binge watched Netflix, and I've had to catch myself and realize, are these activities really serving me? What am I avoiding in my life? And so instead of escaping, I recommend exploring. And you may be wondering, well, what does that mean? How do I go about exploring what is possible? An exercise that I find to be really helpful, and one that I recommend for coaching clients, is Odyssey planning. And it's part of the Designing Your Life curriculum developed by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans. Bill and Dave created a widely popular course at Stanford called Designing Your Life. They then went on to write a book. They have a lot of free content on YouTube YouTube, as well as their website, Designing Your Life. Essentially, what you're doing is creating 3 very different life paths. And with each life path, you're thinking about what your life would look like over a 5-year period. And so we can see there's different sketching, there's prototyping, there's pictures, there's symbols, and we're trying to really expand our thinking and consider, when we were a child and we're outside, we're looking at the sky, we're daydreaming, what did we really want to be in our life? Because what can happen is suddenly we find ourselves an adult and we can be in more black and white thinking. With Odyssey planning, the goal is really to ponder, consider what are those different life paths. And so the recommendation is to create, as I said, 3 different life paths, starting with life path number 1. If you were to continue on the existing life path that you're on, what would that look like over 5 years? You want to include both personal and professional goals and aspirations. With life path 2, you're asking yourself, what if life path 1 was suddenly gone? What would I do? And then finally, with life path 3, ask yourself, if I didn't care about failing, if I wasn't worried about the judgment of others, if I wasn't, consumed with making money, what would I do? And we really want to embrace more of this big sky dreaming mentality for life path 3. And what I encourage all of you to do is to really question which life path is right at this point in my life. And also notice themes that may be present in each life path. So for example, volunteering could show up in all 3 of your life paths, or expressing more of your artistic talent. Travel often shows up for many people. And what I would say for my own self is that this exercise really helped me when I found myself unemployed during the Great Recession. I had completed graduate school and I was on a certain path. Interviewing for HR roles, boom, they're gone. Unemployment rate hit 10%, mass layoffs. I've shared my story in other videos. And I had to really ask myself, well, what do I do now? How can I best use my skills and talents? If I could do anything and not worry about money, what would it be? And that's when I started my career and leadership coaching business. And so know when you're in these transitional periods, when you find all of a sudden this life path has completely disappeared in front of you, the opportunity can really be a gift for you to explore different paths. And then finally, I want to end with taking thoughtful action versus mindless action. You may be wondering, well, what's the difference? It seems a little bit obvious, but consider, will this action help me move forward in life or provide insight to help me live the life I feel I'm meant to live at this point in time? Or with mindless action, will the action either keep me stuck, even set me back in life? An example is you're laid off. I often work with a number of coaching clients who thought they would retire at a company and they suddenly find themselves without a job. Very daunting. There can be initial response of, I need to apply to everything and anything. I'm desperate, I need a paycheck. I totally get it. I have been there during the Great Recession. And so you go and you mass apply. Okay, one application after another. Instead of really pausing, taking some time, if you can. I know that time can be a luxury depending on your financial situation, but even taking a few days to really reflect on, what is that ideal job for me? How can I best utilize my strengths? What is a good culture match for me? What do I want to be doing with my career? And so instead of just accepting any job that comes your way, really thinking about a job that you'll be in long term, where you'll really be more fulfilled and happy. So if you are lost, I want to remind you that you're not alone. It's a natural part of being a human being. And what I say to coaching clients is, congratulations. You are really be in a place where you can start reflecting on, what is it? What is it that leads to a well-designed life? How can I really live a life where I feel excited and more hopeful versus potentially being immersed in this state of escapism? I would love to hear from you. Tell me about a time that you were lost. Maybe you're lost now. What have you done to move your life forward, or what do you want to do to move your life forward? If you like my content and it resonates with you, please subscribe. I'd be so honored to have you as a part of a positive community of people around the world. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one for coaching, reach out. I'll include a link to my website below. Thank you so much. Until next time.